Somebody asked me one time, what in your upbringing shaped who you are today? And I only had one word for them: poverty. And they looked at me funny, and I want to explain it to you the same way I had to explain to them. See, poverty is a launch pad. It forces you to go looking for resources. And there's only two places that you can look. You can look without, and that's outside of yourself, or you can look within. But the problem is most people look without. And when you look outside yourself for what's missing, you end up begging. You spend your life waiting for someone to hand you something. You're waiting for some lucky break or whatever the case may be. But if you turn within, you get introduced to a version of yourself that poverty refused to show you. See, here's the part that changed my life. The version of you cannot exist and you be poor at the same time. That's the day I found out that I was a businessman. That's the day that I found out that I was an entrepreneur. Now, yes, I still work jobs, but in my heart, I knew I was an entrepreneur. In my heart, I knew that I was an owner and not an employee. So today we're going to talk about that poverty is never really about money. It's about a mindset. And that mindset is the thing that keeps you stuck when you actually have the power to change it. And let me say this carefully, because I don't want to insult anyone. I want you to understand that there's a mindset that I've watched people hold for years. And that same mindset kept them from reaching their potential. That same mindset kept them at a job that they hate for years. That same mindset kept them stuck instead of moving forward. And it's not a character flaw. It's a poverty mindset. And if you don't think that you have enough money in your bank account, that has nothing to do with poverty. It has everything to do with the mindset that you have when it comes to money. And here's what it sounds like. It sounds like this to me. When someone has a poverty mindset, they say things like, it's everyone else's fault. The reason they're stuck, the reason that they're out there, the reason that they can't progress or move forward is because someone else is blocking them. It's the economy. It's my family's fault. It's where I came from is the reason why I can't progress. And listen, as long as the problem is always out there, nothing in here can ever change. That's just a fact of it. That's the trap that people fall into. And so if the reason that you're always looking on the outside, then the fix that you're trying to find can only come outside of you too. That's the reason why millions of people play lottery, and the reason why billions of dollars is made from the lottery. And only a small percentage of people actually win it, because they're always going to look for a solution on the outside. Now, the thing about this is the poverty mindset is the difference between having a poverty mindset and being broke. All right. There's a lot of people who are broke that don't have a poverty mindset. Broke is a moment of time. A mindset is a state of being. And when we talk about poverty, when we talk about being poor, I want you to understand that the answer is always going to be inside you. It is never going to be outside of you. You're never going to find the answer to poverty outside of you. So here's the good news. That mindset is not permanent. The one that's keeping you stuck, you actually have the power to shift it. You actually have the power to change it. And I want you to understand, this sounds very familiar, but I want you to stop beating yourself up over where you are today. And just know it's a mindset, and a mindset can be changed. Now, what I want you to talk about and what I want to really go over is I want to give you the 5 signs. The 5 signs that you have a poverty mindset. Number 1, you constantly expect lack. You're constantly assuming that things won't work out. Financially, before you even try it, I can't afford it. That when that comes out of your mouth so easily, you expect the bills, the setback, the struggle, all these things that God supposedly is going to provide for you. You never have that thought process. You always think that something bad. You're always waiting for the other shoe to fall. That's when you expect and live in a lack mindset. You're hunting for lack instead of hunting for solutions. Number 2, you undervalue yourself. And this is a big one because a lot of people think that they deserve less. They think that the reason why they are where they are is because that's exactly what they deserve. In your money, you deserve less. In your work, you deserve less. In your relationship, you deserve less. You're overcharged, or better yet, you're undercharged in everything. And you settle for a low paying thing. You settle for the room that you far outgrew because you don't think that what you have to offer is of any value to anyone. I mean, I've had people talk to me and tell me, I'm not able to do anything. I've been a homemaker. My husband made all the money. And all I know how to do is cook, clean, and take care of my kids. How is that of any value to anybody? Tell it to Martha Stewart, who's a billionaire with a B. And that's all she did, was show people how to be better homemakers. Like anything that you are able to do is of value. We all live different experiences. We all have different things that we have learned and went through in life. And just because you know something does not mean I know it. There's things that I know that you don't know, and there's things that you know that I don't know, that I've never experienced, and that I would love to learn. So stop undervaluing yourself. Number 2, you fear money and opportunity. That's the reason why you want to invest. That's the reason why you take your last and you spend it instead of putting it and investing it into something that's going to build your future. In your mind, you don't understand that money is supposed to work for you. You don't want to take risks. You're scared that you'll lose what you got. And you're scared to take that next big step. And that's the reason why you stay stuck. Fear keeps you parked in survival mode. So every money, every bit of cash that you get, every nickel and dime you get is for survival. It's not for building anything. It's for living day to day. That's a problem. Number 4, you think short term instead of long term. You think money is bad? And because you think money is bad, you think that I just need enough just to get through today. I just need enough money to get through today. So there's no real plan for tomorrow. You're living paycheck to paycheck with no plan, and you don't plan on breaking that cycle. And so you stay in that cycle. Paycheck to paycheck. I don't know about you, but I got tired of paycheck to paycheck. I've been tired of paycheck to paycheck for a long time. Number 5, you got negative beliefs about wealth itself. I grew up in a church where I was told that money is the root of all evil. And that's not even biblical. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. So, what we tend to do is, because we have this fake, false teaching about money, we tend to, I will say, not overvalue it, but we tend to hoard it, I guess. We won't take risks. We won't put it in places we think that it's evil. And I really want you to understand what that scripture even meant when it said money, the love of money is the root of all evil. And it doesn't mean that loving money causes every single sin. That's not what that means. Because if that was the case, Eve would have ate the fruit off the tree because Satan paid her. That's not what happened. Kids pick on other kids at school. Little kids pick on other kids at school. Has nothing to do with money. So what it really is saying is that when people love money, they will do any and every evil to get it. We know that's true. Because there's crime syndicates and things that are worth billions of dollars. So we know that's true. People who love money will do any and every evil to achieve it. So that's what that scripture is talking about. So it's the love of money. It's not money itself. That's evil. Poverty isn't just about money. It's about the mindset that you have surrounding it. And that's what's keeping you stuck. I'm losing a lot of light, so let me try to get through these. Now, what I'm going to say right now may sound cold, but I love you too much to skip it. You have to get away from poverty mindset people. Hear me out and hear exactly what I'm saying. I didn't say poor people. I want you to understand that poverty mindset is a disease. And it's so much of a disease that when you're around someone who is infected with it, it's contagious. And a lot of people stay that way because this is all the people that they're around have that same poverty mindset. And birds of a feather flock together. And so if all you're hearing is the same things over and over again, the same type of mindset perpetuated from all your friends, from your family, from people that you work with, or whatever the case may be, that's where you're going to stay. Your mind is going to stay living in that. And the thing about it is, when you're around these type of people, you pick up their habits. Their thought patterns become your thought patterns. You start saying things like, we can't. You start saying things like, this is not for us. You start getting comfortable with staying stuck. You become complacent where you at. You start eating what they eat. You start drinking what they drink. You start doing the same activities. You watch the same programs. You sit on the same couch. You don't go out and better yourself. You settle because they settle. Get away from these people with that type of mindset. It's contagious. I'm not saying that you can't love them, but you have to understand that if you are trying to go to another place, you can't take everyone with you. That's just a fact. And if these people do not want to move, do not want to change, you got to leave them behind. So the person in your circle who is committed to the mindset, who rolls their eyes every time you have an idea, who drags you back down every time you reach up, who needs you to stay small so that they can feel big and they can feel okay. You have to create distance. Like, you have to create distance from those people. And I know it's hard. Because sometimes that's your friend, sometimes that's your family. But being around poverty mindset all day means that you're nurturing it within yourself. You're growing it, you're fostering it, you're breeding it within yourself. Poverty is supposed to be a lesson that you learn from. It's not supposed to be an address where you live. So you're supposed to leave this. You're supposed to it's look at poverty like school. You don't stay in the 9th grade forever. You eventually move up. You eventually graduate high school and you leave. You got to look at poverty the same way. You're not supposed to stay there. If you were born into it, if you fell into it, or whatever the case may be, it is a moment in time that you are supposed to leave, not stay. So let me give you something about your mind that I want you to really sit with, and I want you to understand. The difference between scarcity and abundance. They are both mindsets. And scarcity says that you don't have enough. Scarcity says the world doesn't have enough. Scarcity says there'll never be enough. And it's always looking backwards at what you didn't have and never looking forward at what you might have. But abundance says, not right now. Not in this moment. But even though it's not right now, I have everything that I need. I may not have everything that I want, but I have everything that I need. And I have every opportunity that I need to achieve what I want. Catch this, because I want you to understand. In creation, in all of God's creation, we are the only one that can mentally live outside of right now. Humans are only ones that have that capability. Think about it. A bird doesn't lie awake worrying about next winter. A dog isn't ashamed about what happened last year. Animals do not live in scarcity. Because no animal can live outside the present moment. Only you can. You have that capability. You have the capability to live mentally in the past and in the future. It's your choice. Or you can just stay in the present. That's your choice too. But we are the only thing in God's creation that has that capability. God gave it to you alone. You have the power to travel in your mind. You can go back, you can go forward, and that's a gift that you have. But the thing about it is, the enemy knows that this is a gift that we have, and he tries to hijack it. The only time you're really supposed to be looking back is to learn from lessons that you made and past mistakes you made. You're supposed to be looking for the future. You're supposed to always be looking for the future. You're supposed to have hope for your future. But the enemy tries to get you to stay looking in the past and never worry about your future. The enemy wants you to say those words, that phrase, YOLO, you only live once, and do whatever, and live however, and live for pleasure, or whatever the case may be. Ignore about the future. When the truth of the matter is, you are borrowing from your future. You're borrowing from your future that you will never have because you took from it. But when you follow that gift and you start living from the future, when you start traveling to the future to see your future self, the things that you want to have, and stop taking from it, you start changing things. You start changing behavior. You start changing activities because you see yourself as something different. You start seeing yourself as something new. Right now, I'm doing this video in the parking lot of my gym that I'm about to go into after this. Why? Because I don't see myself as an overweight man. I see myself in the future as someone who is healthy. Healthy enough to be there for their family, healthy enough to be there for their child. That's what I see myself. I have an abundant mindset. I understand that even though it's not right now, it's not today, but I have everything necessary and that I need to achieve it, to achieve what I want, to achieve the goal that I want. You have the same thing. You have the same exact gift. That same mind that can imagine lack can be renewed. The same mind that only thinks about scarcity can change. And that's the key to it all. That's the thing that changes. The Bible says you are supposed to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I need you to renew your mind today. That's the transition that you have to have. And no one else can turn it. Not your circumstances, not your consequences, not your past. Only you, in your present moment, can change it. Right now, today. And here's what happens when you pick up the key. That poverty condition that you believe you had no options, because poverty only gives you the thought of only no options. It doesn't tell you that there's something else. It doesn't tell you there's something better. It makes you believe that this is all there is. That's a lie, and you have to understand that you don't have to live in that lie. It's a lie that's super expensive. Like it's a lie that costs you everything. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about your future. I'm talking about your purpose. I'm talking about your gifts, your talents. It costs you all of that to live in that lie. It's way too expensive to keep up and to uphold. So watch this. When you don't make the choice gets made for you. The reason why a lot of people are in the circumstance that they are in is because they never made a choice. They allowed it to happen. They allowed life to happen. They allowed things to happen. Everything on the outside dictated who they are on the inside. But you have so much more power than to live your life in default. Than to live your life by default. You lose the power the second that you look on the outside of yourself and see what the outside can do for you, instead of looking on the inside at the power that you have the whole time. See, when you realize that you actually are the creator of your future, when you realize that you have everything that you need that can change who you are, change how things are going for you, you'll be surprised at what you can build. You'll be surprised at the choices that you have now that you didn't believe you had before. The options that you have now that you didn't believe you had before. A frugal man and a fearless man both grew up poor. And I want you to understand this. The frugal man says that I never want to go back. So he's scared, and every dollar that he gets, he grips to it. He holds on to it. He clings to it. He doesn't do anything with it, but keeps a tight leash on it. But let me tell you about the fearless man. The fearless man understands what poverty is. He understands poverty because he grew up in poverty. He's been at the bottom. And when you went at the bottom, when you've been at rock bottom, all you see is up. There's no other direction but up. So he hits the gas, no brakes. He goes hard every day. He starts something. There's two different futures here in the situation. And the thing about it is, the only difference is who you decide to be. in this moment. Now, here's one deeper thing I want you to understand. You can't outperform your identity. Your identity, who you believe you are, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about your future, what you believe about money, it all is your identity. And you cannot outperform your identity. Here, you go to a store as a little kid and you reach for something, your mama says, put it back. I've had that. That's happened to me. She says you can't afford it. Had that. It's happened to me. Had a speech before you go in. Don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing. Had that. It happens for me. Now, she did the best that she could. But these little words subconsciously got filed away in my head. That I have lack. That I can't afford. That carries a program that I hold on to into my adult life. And then when I have a child of my own, I run the same program. I told her the same things. I told her we can't afford it. I told her don't touch nothing. I told her don't look at nothing. I told her all these things that I was told because I was living in a scarcity, poverty mindset. And I know some of you watching this video are like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to make 100K. I love big goals. I love those big goals. But if down in your identity, you don't believe that you're the kind of person that can achieve that, you will not achieve it. Like I made a video a while ago about having delusional faith, about being delusional about your dreams. Like you have to have that mindset. Because if you don't have that in your identity, you will sabotage everything every time. You'll do all the right steps and then trip yourself up right before you finish. It happens every time. You achieve so much and then you get to the last stretch. The last 400 yards. And then you quit. Because you don't have the change has not happened in your identity. The change has not changed in your mind. Because you always drift back when you don't believe in who you are. So, I want to bring this home for you because I want you to understand this. Poverty is never really about your bank account. It never was. It's about your mindset. The belief that the answer is always out there, when in actuality, it's in here the whole time. See, you now know the 5 signs of a poverty mindset. You know that you got to guard the circle that's around you because they influence your mind. And it's not the people, it's their mindset. You can still love the people, but you have to understand you cannot adopt their mindset. You know that your mind is the key. That's the only key that turns the lock, the door, that changes everything for you. So every choice that you make today either invest in your future or steals and borrows from it. Honestly, I don't even like borrow. It steals from it. Because when you take from your future, you don't have any guarantee that you'll actually have it. Honestly, most likely you will not have that future because you took from it. There's never a ceiling in your life. It doesn't matter the circumstance. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter how you grew up. It doesn't matter the family that you was in. What matters is what you choose in your identity. So the version of you that poverty refused to show you is still there. It's there today. It's still in there. And it's waiting for you to tap into it, to understand you have options. You have so many options. Why? Because of who you are and what you have to offer. And it's up to you to live that life. It's up to you to choose that path. It's up to you to change your identity, to change, to renew your mind. When you find yourself in that place where you're saying, I can't afford it, or this is not for me, this week, I'm telling you, just catch yourself. Take these words out of your vocabulary. The word can't, take it out of your vocabulary. Poor, take it out of your vocabulary and start renewing your mind with the words that you say to yourself and the words that you say to your family. Change your identity. Put in the comments whatever poverty mindset that you grew up with that you know is a lie now, that you no longer want to hold to that lie. Share this video with someone that you know they're stuck in that poverty mindset and they don't believe or know that they have options, but you do now. You know they have options because you have options. If this video spoke to you, like, subscribe. Because every week I'm telling you, we are going to go deeper and deeper into becoming who God has made you to be. Poverty is not about your bank account. Poverty is not about your money. It's always about your mind. And when you realize that you have the key, that changes everything for you. That's all I have for you today. I'm Minister Crush. Until next time, peace.